Mr. Mayepa, thank you for making the time. Happy Book Friday.
Thank you.
Are these middle managers your members?
Well, obviously the PSA has a huge constituency of both middle and senior management within the public service, except local government. Yes.
Do you agree with the amounts that they're being paid at a time like this?
Well, let's put things into perspective. The average salary of a director general of a department like Home Affairs with over 10,000 employees, he earns about 1.5 million, compared to a CEO of SABC who earns 3.7 million. Now, comparatively speaking, and looking at the size of the public service that we are talking about 3 million employees who are managed by a mere 27,000 managers. So, averagely speaking, that sensation that is caused by a DA is just irresponsible. We want to come up with quick fixes for a problem that is far much bigger than what they are saying as a problem. We don't believe that senior managers in the public service are overpaid, but we believe that junior employees in the public service are underpaid.
It's difficult not to want to be swayed by the argument being put by the DA. It's been a long time that government has been talking about reducing the wage bill of government, and you were among those most recently who was saying, yes, it's time to reduce, but this is a direct contradiction.
We have never said that government should reduce the wage bill. We said the government must reduce the wastage in the public service. There's a difference. And like I'm saying, I'm making a practical example. You cannot expect a Director General of Treasury who's supposed to look after the whole government expenditure, including funding SOEs, to earn a mere 1.5 million.
Let me step in there.
Yes.
Let me step in there. I hear the case that you're making about directors generals, because those are your heads of departments.
Yes.
But there are middle managers. The DA, I think I'm quite right. They're talking about middle managers who earn collectively per year an amount of just over 7 billion rand. What do these middle managers do? Because these are people down below your directors general.
Of course. If you look at the setup of the public service, there's no way that you can only have director generals doing everything. You need divisional managers who are responsible for the day-to-day running of these departments. For instance, a department like Home Affairs, it will have an office where it's giving services directly to the public. That office must have a manager, and those are the middle managers that we are talking about. They're playing a very critical role in terms of efficiency and public service delivery. So there's no way that you can afford those. But let's look at the numbers. We're talking about 27,000 managers, and these are from local government all the way to the director generals of national departments, for managing over 3 million employees. And on average, you are saying that these people, if you are going to reduce them, you think that you will address economic problems of the country. You cannot. Let us have a sensible conversation. What is the real problem? The problem is that we are cash-strapped. The economy shrunk because of wrong political decisions. And every time these things happen, we want to look at scapegoats to address the problems that we've created. And listening to politicians is the worst thing that you can do under these circumstances. We need sensible discussions in terms of how we can rekindle the economy. And these discussions will not exist.
You're talking about wrong political decisions as being the reason for why we are where we are in terms of the decisions taken. The DA makes the argument that this is actually a direct result of the ANC policy of cadre deployment. They are therefore suggesting that these people are somewhat aligned to the governing party of the day. Is that indeed a fact? And someone might also argue with your use of the word, they're running a very efficient system.
Well, the issue of cadre deployment, we are totally against it. We believe that people must be employed on the basis of skill, knowledge, qualification, and competency. However, let us also be honest. The public service didn't start being this huge because yesterday. It has been growing over time because of the demand of the nation. There's no way that will give the nation the service that they deserve with the current state of affairs. But the problem is that we don't have money to fund efficiency.
But
we don't
also
have
the
money.
problem is political leanings, that these people are there on a ticket of a particular party, and the ANC is actually very unequivocal about that.
I agree. DA is doing the same thing in the Western Cape. They are deploying their own cadres there. It is wrong in the Western Cape, is wrong everywhere else. We are against cadre deployment completely. We want efficiency. We want people who are skilled, people who are knowledgeable, people who are qualified to hold those positions.
Mr. Mayepa, thank you very much for making the time to speak to us.
Very much.
Tahir Mayepa, he is the acting general manager at the Public Servants Association of South Africa.